Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you by Meijer. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the show this week. You know, a trip to Rutgers usually feels like a roll-your-sleeves-up kind of game. The Scarlet Knights give up just 60 points per outing. That is tops in the Big Ten, 8th in the country. But this Wolverine team has a newfound confidence, finishing like a lockdown closer for the second consecutive game. The Wolverines chasing that road dub, playing without Jett Howard, who suffered a lower leg injury Saturday against MSU. Michigan made its first shot and then missed 11 straight. Meanwhile, the Scarlet Knights were in a groove. Cliff Omoruyi with the big-time slam. Then, off the break, Caleb McConnell drains a three-ball. It's 13-3 Rutgers, and the place was on fire. Michigan eventually settled down. Kobe Bufkin finds Hunter Dickinson.
Bufkin flipping in Dickinson, who's able to shimmy past McConnell and slam it with two hands.
Next trip, Bufkin, who's really improved from deep, drains it from the far corner. With Jett sidelined, big brother Jace says, "I got your back." He jumps off the bench, knocks down a corner three of his own. Then, with the shot clock winding down, Bufkin buries another one from deep.
Here's Bufkin with one on the timer, a three that goes! 1 point game, Kobe Bufkin late in the shot clock delivery.
Moments later, Hunter working down low. He gives Michigan its first lead. They led by 3 at the break. Second half, in transition, Dickinson trails the play and is left wide open. He had a double-double with 13 and 11. Then take a gander at McDaniel.
Blows by everybody, banks it, scores low on the left, 5-point Michigan lead.
Paul McCahey answers for Rutgers. He gets the and one. 40-38, this one's shaping up as a fantastic finish. But the Wolverines really don't like drama. Doug really digging in. He makes the sideline steal. One of his 5 on the night, Michigan had 11 as a team. And on the next trip, the pull-up jumper. Rutgers needs a big play, and they get one. McConnell gets the steal and takes it all the way for the jam to make it a 6-point game. Doug answers, another mid-range jumper. He scored a team-high 16, Michigan back up by 8. Bufkin was the third Wolverine in double figures. He notched 14. Michigan closes the game with an 18-7 spurt, winning in Piscataway 58-45.
You know, a win versus Rutgers is extra special because of how hard it is to win here. We knew from last year about just how hard it is. It feels like there's like a lid on the basket sometimes. It's just hard to score. But we did a really good job of, you know, trying to put a lid on their basket as well and making it hard for them to score. And I think it was just an all-around team effort. I think, you know, you can point to 2 things. We guarded our butts off and then got a ton of offensive rebounds. I think those 2 things won us the game today.
They came out hot, hitting shots. We had a few mental lapses on defense for sure, but we were able to clean it up, and you seen the result, so it was good to see.
We just played together for 40 minutes. We withstood runs throughout the game. I think we were down 10. We weathered the storm and came back, and we just kept playing defense. I feel like the biggest thing was just playing defense, especially on road games like this. When the offense is not going, just defense works.
Hail to the victor, hail to the country heroes.
What have you guys found in closing games? Because it had been such a struggle this year, but you finish on a 12-0 run against Michigan State, and here you suck the life out of this place. What has changed for you guys on that end?
Just our intensity, shots falling. Obviously, we weren't shooting the ball as well as we wanted to leading up to this point. We had patches, but I feel like the consistency is coming through, and the defensive consistency is coming through as well.
Bufkin and McDaniel were asked about playing with and off of each other.
I'm like Batman, he like Robin. We like to joke like that, but no, that's my guy. Love him, and can't wait to play more basketball with him.
That's my brother. We got a job to finish. You know, we lost another one of our brothers, so, you know, he's still on the bench with us, but me and him know we have a job to do, and we have to finish it out for him. So, you know, that's my brother, and we're going to continue to play great basketball together.
After the break, hear from head coach Juwan Howard. And later in the show, we head to the gridiron for spring football. Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you by Meijer. Make savings a slam dunk with Meijer home delivery and pickup. Our conversation with head coach Juwan Howard is brought to you by Meijer. Make savings a slam dunk with Meijer home delivery and pickup. Here's Brian Bush.
Coach, it was 13-3, and then from there you guys really dominated this game. What changed after that early Rutgers flurry?
Poise. You know, just staying the course. understanding that, this team is going to make runs. They playing at home. They got a great crowd. They get behind their home crowd. With that, we cannot, get out of whack or stop believing or stop trusting one another. So I really commend our young guys on how they just stayed the course when they went up on that run. And then from there, we just kept chipping away, grinding every possession. And then our young guys, they made plays. I mean, whether it's on the defensive end or offensive end, they made plays.
You talk so much about growing from situations, good or bad, throughout the course of the season. The last 2 games, this team's ability to close, finishing 12-0 against Michigan State, sucking the life out of a hostile environment down the stretch. Where have you seen that growth? Did it start in practice and film session? Because as of late, it's showing in the actual games.
The growth started within them, coming together and finding solutions. Yes, as a lead guy, the head coach, we work on it in practice. We talk about it in film. But it never works unless you have a group that trusts, you have a group that lead, and they understand exactly that, hey, what the beginning was all a learning process. We have a long season. We're going to get games that we're supposed to win. You just trust.
T. Will, not the biggest box score game, but more than 20 minutes, had 9 rebounds. It felt like one of those gritty Terrence Williams II types of a game. What did his return mean to this ball club?
It was huge. I mean, young man knows how to play. High IQ basketball player. Been to big games before. Teammates trust him. Me and my staff, we trust him. It just brings a level of another experienced guy that, doing it wherever it is, he's always going to find ways to impact the game. And it's not going to always show up in a box score. He impacts the game in winning ways, diving on the floor for loose balls, rebounding, being in the right spot, making plays for others. Those are things that coaches, every coach in the country want guys like T. Will.
And lastly, we talked to Doug and Kobe earlier on the post-game show. This is a duo that they've played a lot together as of late. How do they feed off one another, and how has their confidence in playing with them both on the floor grown as the season's gone?
Well, they both is really freshmen. I mean, even though Kobe is a sophomore, but one thing about him, this is his first time starting. This is his first time playing, both big minutes. And so, you have a young backcourt that's growing up, and I told you before, they're growing up before your eyes. And yes, they're going to have plays where you're like, oh, my God, this is a freshman mistake. But they also going to make plays where you're like, oh, wow. I mean, that was a big play. And then, Doug made big shots down the stretch. Kobe made big shots down the stretch. But most importantly, they've been defending as well. And they are two-way players. And they're growing up before your eyes. Two-way players that, that affects winning and that helps teams. And I see it. I see the growth in them. I give them sometimes tough love. They know that I love them. At the same time, I'm their biggest supporter.
Heck of a win. Congrats.
Thank you.
Up next, a chat with redshirt freshman Will Cheddar, who may not even be the best basketball player in his family. And we look ahead to Senior Day, featuring a class of 1. Our Elrose Steel Man of the Week is Joey Baker. The grad transfer is the only player being recognized Sunday during Senior Day activities. A 4-year player at Duke, Baker took advantage of the COVID rule, granting athletes an extra year of eligibility, and transferred in over the summer. A key player off the bench, Joey is shooting over 40% from deep.
It means a lot. I've developed some incredible relationships in a short period of time with the teammates, coaching staff. I think I fell in love with the city of Ann Arbor, the school. It's been just an incredible place to do a graduate year. So I'm thankful for the relationships that I've built.
For Baker, this is a second consecutive Senior Day after being recognized last year with the Blue Devils.
To see it kind of winding down, we're not finished by any means, but to know that it's coming to a close, it's bittersweet, but we still have basketball to be played. So I'm excited for the next few games and what's to come.
At the other end of the spectrum is Will Cheddar, who's just beginning his Michigan basketball career. We sat down for a one-on-one chat and started by asking, what was it like redshirting last season?
It's a really big learning experience, coming and do such a big program from a smaller town. obviously learning from the guys that are in front of me all year last year, being able to, work with Sandman in the weight room, develop, my basketball IQ on the floor, being able to, play a lot of scout team last year, learn from, other players, watching film on them and how they play, in the Big Ten, and just being able to, learn as much as I could last year. Getting through it, you just need to know that there's, light at the end of the tunnel. This is all for a reason. Being able to, take as much as you can from, different opportunities that present themselves. So,
coming from a small town in Minnesota, what was the biggest adjustment to playing in the Big Ten?
Yeah, I think it's just like the speed of the game. It was like the big thing. Coming from, playing in, not a huge school whatsoever to, playing at this level. I think that's a thing that, comes to a lot of high school players that come to college. So I'd say the speed of the game, and then, just like the size of the dudes that you're playing. Like, you're not playing against, like 5'10", 6 foot kids every single night. You're playing against dudes that are similar or, bigger than you. So.
How would you describe or measure your development here so far?
I'd say that when I came in, I really needed to develop like my IQ side of things. In high school, I played a lot, with the ball in my hands. Was asked to be, a primary scorer. And then obviously coming here, I'm more of an off the ball kind of guy. I'm having to, make plays like for others without the ball in my hands. So I think that was a big thing that I needed to learn how to do, and then also just getting in the weight room and developing like my physical side of playing was a big thing as well.
As a junior in high school, you averaged 33 points a game, but didn't win Mr. Basketball as a senior. What was it like being in the same class as Chet Holmgren?
I mean, I lost to the number 2 draft pick in our class, but obviously he's a great player. Injured this year, but I got a chance to play him my senior year for the first time, and that was a great opportunity, and there was no doubt that he was, like the better all-around player. So.
Your dad played football at North Dakota State. Your mother played basketball there and finished as the school's all-time leading scorer, winning the Division II National Athlete of the Year award. What kind of impact has she had on your basketball career?
Like, honestly, I own pretty much everything basketball-wise to my mom. She was, the one who introduced me to the game. She was kind of my quote-unquote, like, personal trainer growing up ever since, I don't know, like 5th or 6th grade until high school. Shooting coach, post coach, everything. So, it's been great to learn from her over the years. And, just to continue to, develop our relationship with, like, basketball. It's great to, have someone to talk to that really knows, like, what they're talking about, has kind of been through, like, the same thing that, like, you've been through, how you can manage, the day in the life of college basketball.
You were an excellent high school football player. Is there still some of that in your system? Because you look like you could be a pretty good tight end.
It's funny you ask that. Sandman and I talk about this all the time. He's convinced that I'm going to be an NFL tight end with, my body build, how I move, like my hands and stuff like that. So I really don't know what to say to that. Like, obviously, like, there has been some dudes that have done that in the past. I guess we'll just see, like, what happens. But
if basketball doesn't work, it's something to think about.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
What has Michigan meant to you during your short time here so far?
Yeah, I think it's all about just, like, the total Michigan, like, experience and, like, family atmosphere, whether it's you're here at Chrysler PDC with, like, your basketball family, or when you're going, to class and you have, like, that other, quote-unquote, like, friend group, and you get to go see them. I think that everyone's just, like, so friendly, so inclusive. They're always, open-minded, and yeah, it's just a great atmosphere to be here. And I'm really glad for, the opportunity to, have this sort of great college experience.
Will is studying Earth and Environmental Sciences. He says he hopes to be done in 3 years and then will likely pursue a master's or attend law school. Jonesing some spring football? We have it for you later in the show. The women had a Monday rivalry night at Chrysler with number 16 Ohio State in town. Leah Brown had herself a night, and that's saying something. The grad student scored a career-high 36 points on 11 of 21 shooting. Her performance, the 5th highest individual effort in program history. And Brown just missed out on a double-double, dishing out 9 assists. After watching Michigan race out to a 10-2 lead, Ohio State came back strong. The Buckeyes hit 6 of their first 7 three-pointers and made 10 total on the night. They also forced the Wolverines into 27 turnovers. OSU sweeps the season series with a 74-61 win. Thursday against Rutgers was senior night and saw another huge offensive game. Emily Kaiser, the grad student from Indiana, deposited a career-high 34 points. And talk about efficiency, she connected on 14 of 17 shots. Kaiser cradled 10 rebounds for good measure, recording a double-double. After leading by 1 at the break, the Wolverines exploded by scoring 44 points in the second half. They win 71-53 to sweep the season set by a combined 41 points.
We knew tonight was going to look a little different. You know, we're down a couple people right now, so people were going to have to step into different roles and just, you know, overcome. We knew there was going to be some adversity throughout the game. People were in those different roles, so just, you know, weathering the course, staying together, helping each other out, trying to be, you know, kind of in each other's ear, just in what we see. And I think halftime we really took that time to, you know, just take a moment, take a deep breath, and then came out confident and, you know, locked in.
Senior night was extra special for Maddie Nolan, who suffered a knee injury in high school. And when many programs backed off, the Wolverines stayed true.
It was cool. It was awesome to be able to walk out with my best friend. And I texted her earlier today, and I was like, it's just crazy how fast 4 years has gone by. And I'm just super grateful to have had her by my side and have Emily by my side and have the rest of my teammates, because it really wouldn't be the Michigan experience without them.
The women closed the regular season Sunday at Wisconsin, and then just a few days later head to Minneapolis for the Big Ten tournament at Target Center. Up next, a look at the early days of spring football practice. Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you by Meijer. Make savings a slam dunk with Meijer home delivery and pickup. Welcome back, everyone. Spring football kicked off last week with 3 practices. For now, it's just helmets, but soon enough, they'll put on the pads. The last 2 seasons have given the Wolverines a taste of what it's like to compete for a national championship. And this year, the offense could be even better. Jim Harbaugh is excited about the second year under center for quarterback J.J. McCarthy.
The rare thing is that he would sacrifice anything for any player on this team. Personally, he's just so willing, you know, do whatever is best for the team. I would follow him anywhere, happily.
Even with JJ calling the signals, the quarterback room will look different. Kirk Campbell is the new QB coach after serving as an offensive analyst last season.
He just thinks fast. He thinks fast on his feet. He tremendous work ethic, studying the game. Really excited about what he can bring our football team.
Defensively, a familiar face returns. Chris Partridge was with the Wolverines for 5 seasons, beginning in 2015. After spending 3 years as a co-defensive coordinator at Ole Miss, Partridge returns to the Maize and Blue as linebackers coach.
The energy he brings, tremendous people skills, great work ethic, football knowledge. I mean, he's somebody that is literally always, you know, trying to get better and as a coach, as a teacher, but I mean, just attacks everything with just a high level of enthusiasm in every way.
The spring game will be held on Saturday, April 1st, and there's so much excitement already building for this 2023 season. Basketball closes with 2 games on the road, Thursday at Illinois and Sunday at Indiana. We'll catch you next time right here on Inside Michigan Basketball.
Offensive rebounds. They had 4 halves. They only had 2 second half.